Making sure that your works cited page is formatted correctly is a very important part of creating a works cited or bibliography page. So today we're going to walk through how to do that to make sure that your page is formatted correctly. The first thing that you need to do is title your document so that you don't have another untitled document floating around in your Google Drive. Your teacher might have specific requirements about what you should title this, but for today we're going to title this with my last name and works cited. The second step that you will need to do is to make sure that you change your font. So we should be at Times New Roman, size 12. The next thing that we want to do is make sure that everything is double spaced. To do that, click on line spacing and click on double. After that, we need to make sure that we put in our header. To put in the header, click on Insert and Header, click on Page Number, and click on the page. Then click right before it and type in your last name, and don't forget a space between your last name and the page number. If you're printing here at school, it's not a bad idea to click before your last name and hit return or enter one time so that the printer doesn't cut off your last name if you're printing this. If you're putting this at the end of your paper, you'll need to go through and you'll need to change this page number so that it coincides with whatever page number it's actually supposed to be at the end of your paper. Click out of your header then and click Center so that we have it centered. The next thing you need to do is put in the title Works Cited. It should be centered. Don't forget your S. Otherwise, if you're doing a bibliography, you should have the title Bibliography up there instead. Ask your teacher which one they're expecting you to do. For this, we'll leave Bibliography up there right now. Then hit return one time. Since we've double spaced it, you should have a space in between, and click back to Align Left. The next part is really important to make sure that your hanging indents are set up correctly. So if we click on this little tiny upside down triangle that's up in the corner here and drag it over to 0.5, and the little bar that's on top needs to be dragged back to where the gray and the white meet, or back to 0. This will set up your hanging indents so that your first line is flush with the margin and any following lines are indented. After you have it all formatted, then you're ready to type in your citation. So this citation looks pretty good, but we still have a few things that we need to tweak. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to fill this big empty space that's here. Our URL is too long to fit up there all on its own. So we need to figure out where we can break it to make sure that it doesn't use up or it doesn't waste all this space. So you need to find a good spot to break it. Look for places where words end or where there might be an underscore that you can break it. Make sure that it's going to fit. So to do that, you click inside your URL and hit space. That'll break it up so that you don't have this big empty space here. That looks pretty good. The next thing that you need to make sure you do is remove the hyperlink. With the hyperlink, you have an underline, which is technically a form of punctuation. So if you leave that in there, it's incorrect. So to do that, you just need to click on your link and hit remove. And there, your bibliography is completely formatted.